And we're on.
Hello, and welcome to D20 Error, where we roll dice before one of our internet goes out. My name is the DM.
My name's Alice. I played Sam the Half-Orc Bard. Sorry, my brain collapsed.
You're fine.
My name's Jen, and I play Nora, the Human Wizard.
My name's Jules, and I play Ren, the Elven Ranger.
And my name is Miller, and I play Augie, the Human Paladin.
And Maddie, our druid/barbarian, is not here with us today. But just a note that in the session, she will be there, just kind of like quietly. And Miller is going to be rolling for Val today, should that need arise. Before we get started today, we wanted to talk a little bit, oh gosh, I don't know how to. We wanted to talk about the situation that's been happening in Minneapolis and all over the United States and all over the world. We know that it's a really tumultuous time, and there's a lot of anger and fear, and there's every right to be angry and fearful, and we just want to say that we support the people going out and protesting, and on our Tumblr and Twitter after this session, we're going to be retweeting, reblogging some stuff and some resources, both for education and donation if you are able to. So just check those out. Okay, and do we have any other announcements before we get started today? Sorry, this new mic it's just, I'm left-handed, and unfortunately how my setup works, it has to be on this left side, and so I keep bumping into it and knocking it, so. Intriguing. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think we're good to go.
All right. Okay. So, last we left off, the after TAVRN crossed the river of Dolphana, they made their way into the tea town of Baumwich, and on their way to Owen, a historian who lives on the coast of Clea, who may have some information on how to put a stop to the amalgamation or the convergence of the Feywild and their prime material plane. On the road, in an attempt to subvert the Clean Guard, the group stumbled onto the Field of Ruination, where they were quickly ambushed and overpowered by a group of fiendish creatures who kidnapped their friend Augie and kind of descended down. Jumping in after them, they descended on a rocky elevator into the town of El Terrell in the Nine Hells, where they quickly gained their bearings and got some information through kind of seedy bar, and then awoke the next morning after a long rest with some insightful visions and investigated a blue glowing pit called the Maiden's Leap with anti-gravitational properties, and discovered a huge floating fortress just underneath. The group then hopped out of the pit and is currently in the process of wandering towards a tall white cathedral that's south of the Maiden's Leap. So, as you all are walking, it's kind of this long, narrow road that's kind of split off into two sides and kind of has this median in the middle that is filled with wilted flowers and vines and plants. And they look so dehydrated to the point that a strong breeze would be enough to kind of just scatter them into dust. And as you make your way down, it started with almost like a tip with that first intersection, but now has grown and is pretty steadily narrow. And looking back, as you are getting closer to the cathedral, you turn back and you kind of notice that it almost looks like this garden is in the shape of a sword, with the point being closer to the Maiden's Leap, and then almost like the queons of the hilt are making up the wall of the cathedral, kind of serving as that hilt as you make your way closer. Is there anything you'd like to do on this walk? It's probably about like a good, I'd say 5-minute walk. It's a nice, long.
Is there anyone nearby, or is it just us?
There is no one, actually. It's pretty stark. There was, I think you guys talked to an imp on the way that was kind of just like floating past, but other than that, looking around, there seems to be no life. And eerie, like, it's distinctively quiet. There is no sense of life as far as you can see in this particular area. There is, I should say, there are ramshackled houses and kind of like shops on either side, but they look in various stages of destroyed and decay. And actually, looking at it, it looks as though it was almost hit by something from overhead, and kind of like there are places that are collapsed in.
Okay.
Is there any sense of like the amalgamation anywhere?
No. There are these flowers, but those are long dead. And you get the sense that those were the nice structure that it is built in, it looks as though they were intentionally planted there, not kind of seeped in. But yeah, no, there's absolutely no bit of the Feywild that is anywhere near this. All right. Keep going. Okay. So eventually, the pathway takes a little bit of a climb, a little bit of a hill, and there is kind of like this large, almost like castle-like structure that has 3 watchtowers, kind of 1, 2, and then a third one out here. It looks like it used to be 5 that were interspaced, but there are 2 that have since crumpled and are out of sight. And there is actually a huge gaping kind of hole in this wall where it looks as though debris has fallen. And it's, as you look, the western side of this castle kind of thing is just smashed brick and wood and stone, and just this little bit that's surviving is kind of blackened with soot. But at the center of this kind of epicenter, there is the white cathedral that stands kind of in despite of all the wreckage and carnage around it.
Is there like a path to the door of the cathedral, or do we have to like circumvent the big abyss in the middle?
So basically, it's kind of like there is a huge gap in the wall, and then if you decide to climb through that, there is a large courtyard, and then there is a large number of steps leading up to what appears to be this front part of the cathedral.
Right. Should we go and investigate?
Is anyone else finding it really weird how completely deserted it is?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Maybe should I go ahead and take a peek before we go marching in?
You go ahead and kind of scout it out.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you're outsider than the rest of us, so
Well, I could send Oscar.
That works too. Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Do that.
I miss Nora's voice. Wow.
Haven't spoken in it for a week, so that was weird. Okay, so she just rests her hand on Ren's arm. Her eyes go white, and she sends Oscar ahead.
Okay.
Well, are we gonna have to open the door for him? I assume, or can he fly through a window or something?
I was just about to get to that, actually. Where exactly are you sending him? Are you trying to get him inside or just scoping around the exterior?
Yeah, inside.
Okay. Well, up in front of these steps, there are what appear to be two huge iron doors that kind of have an inlay with a particular, both of them, one of them has a kind of embossed, yeah, that's a word, kind of mural in it, as well as the other one, but they're of two varying sides. So that is an option. And then, but you can't, given Oscar's strength, he can't exactly open the doors. You can try. And then around the outside, if you'd like to examine to see if there's any windows, there are a few. There's a few that are broken above these iron doors. Like it's kind of like a large circular window that probably used to have some form of stained glass that is shattered from the exterior and kind of opens up into a inside.
Okay. Can you fly
Okay.
through?
Yep. Let me pull up that map.
Guys, 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, so above there is what appears to be a small stone balcony that has little bits of glass of white and blue and a little bit of like a yellowish color, but it's completely shattered. Flying just inside, can I have Oscar make a perception check for me, please?
That's in. It's +2, right? So it's 10.
10? Okay. He sees a very large pipe organ that is, it despite this being open and the rest of the town kind of being a mix of chaos and just kind of the wood smattering and just destruction everywhere, this pipe organ is actually very much immaculate, and it has ivory keys that they're so white that they almost seem to be glowing, and the ebony keys themselves also seem to be almost like absent of light. So it's this very stark, like the colors are so vibrant, it seems though. Yeah, majestically tall, beautiful pipe organ. And then looking out, you just see the vaguest of what appears to be a very large, opulent-looking cathedral. Looking down, there is what appears to be in the center a very huge altar that looks like a gauntlet with a closed fist. And there is a place over top. It's kind of, from what you can see, yeah, that's all you can see.
So
It's very open. But yeah, it's very open. There do appear to be stained glass kind of windows that are still available on one side and the other. One side appears to be completely kind of blown in, though, kind of scattered on the ground, while one still remains intact.
Okay. I leave Oscar up in like the rafters, and I.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I try? Nora just walks up to the door. Can she try it to open it?
Yeah. Give me a strength check, please.
Oh, that's 17.
17. 1 second.
Nora's hench now that she has 36 HP.
Okay. You go up and you try to push at it, and it's actually locked.
Cool. She casts knock.
Okay. Yeah. So with 17 strength check. Wait, let me see. Okay, 17 strength check. So it's, you unlock it, and then you go to push, and they're really heavy doors, and you manage to move it about like to get about a 2-inch crack, but they're really heavy.
Okay. Looks at the big muscle orc behind her and is like,
All right.
Because you did take a long rest. You did take a long rest, so your strength is back up. That's right. Okay.
Thanks, sweet. All right, good.
Did you sleep though?
Yeah, no, my strength was at 7.
Oh. Oh,
But
that's
anymore.
right. Nora, you missed
but
that.
I'm also exhausted, so this isn't going to be very good. I
I forgot about that.
rolled 219. That's an unnatural 20.
With the 7 strength, though?
No, not with, because we got rid of the 7 strength, right? But I'm still exhausted.
Did
Oh,
you get rid of
Did we not get rid of the 7 strength?
It's until you take a long rest.
Oh shit! No. Okay, cool. So that's oh, that's not too bad. That's still 17.
You go and you push, and just the exhaustion and you're still so sapped of strength. You get the feeling that if you had your full strength, you probably would have managed to do it. Unfortunately,
Doors, man. Goddamn doors.
I look at Ren and I'm like,
I literally wrote the DC like specifically.
Ren's gonna like roll his shoulders a little bit, march up, and try to do like an Aragorn push.
Oh my god! I really hope this works.
can you do it with advantage because we've both tried?
Sure.
can I
I'll give you
inspire him
Cool.
as well?
What are you trying to do? With we'll say that gives him advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 19.
You know what?
The tiny one.
With the fact that you were the third person and that Nora and Tam were able to get it just enough, and just the sheer amount of spite and kind of like the effort to look cool that you have, you go up and you push the doors and they manage to open. You feel that you like one hand on each door kind of open. You feel really badass.
Yeah, I even do like the fucking swagger that Aragorn has. It's like movement for movement identical. Okay,
Oh my
everyone
God.
picture that. But he's still
Wow.
wearing this fruit sweater. I'd like to point that out.
Yes.
Fruit sweat.
Yeah, the one you got from what's his name? Oliver.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oliver.
There's a lot of O names. I just realized that was unintentional. Owen and Oliver were intentional, but whoops. All right. So yeah, you enter, and what you actually see before you is, let me go into a little bit more detail. So actually, in front of you there is a very long kind of hall that is running perpendicular to you guys, that has these archways that lead into to this long hall that has 8 columns of decorative kind of columns on each side. The 4 to your left appear to be of what appears to be a man in complete plate armor that has kind of like this, there's emphasis on his gauntlets, and is holding, one of them is kind of holding a sword facing down. One of them is just the gauntlets together, and it kind of repeats in that. But the 4 on the right, it's interesting because it almost appears as though they're kind of shimmering. And while the 4 on the left are this white kind of ivory, the 4 on the left are this darkened, sooty black that appear to be the likeness of a winged female devil. The one closest to you guys has her wielding this very luminescent looking sword, and the others appear to be of her in various poses with her like outstretched, but all appear to be in a very aggressive stance.
Sorry, these are statues?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's 8 columns.
Okay.
4 on the left, 4 on
Oh.
the right. The 4 on the left look nice, and then the 4 on the right are kind of shimmery and have this visage of a winged female devil.
Cool.
So yeah, do you continue into the cathedral?
Do I? Not that I would know really as Ren, but just in case, does he know who these people are?
Roll a religion check, and I'm gonna go get my dice because I forgot to do that.
9.
9.
Okay, what was it?
9.
No,
Yeah.
no, because yeah, sorry, you don't really know who these are. The 4 on the left look vaguely like how Augie describes hell, but you get the feeling that that's not exactly who it is, but that's all you can kind of ascertain.
So, bros
Yeah.
versus cool ladies. All right.
Yeah.
Looking around, is there anything like, let's say anything shiny, but like, I don't know, anything that looks unusual or noteworthy?
The columns are weird. They're
Okay.
a little irregular, and looking at the ones on the right, it almost looks as though you get the feel it doesn't look like the ones on the right are there in that visage naturally.
Can I examine them a bit more and just get really close to them and have a look and see if there's
Yeah.
anything like magical?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, it's not very good, Kate. It's a 6.
You get the sense that they are magical. However, you cannot tell what they do or what school of magic it is.
Right.
I have a. I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. I have a question. I'm really sorry if you answered this already, but does it look like this disheveled, or does it look like it's upkept? This space.
The space, every space in general, looks surprisingly upkept. It's almost like this is a beacon of light that is standing strong amidst this layer of hell.
Okay. Ren's gonna just look for dust. Like, is someone like caretaking, or is this just like super strong?
Looking around, there is no dust. In the Hall of Heroes, which is where you guys are, right now, it does not appear that there's dust anywhere.
Tam's just gonna call out and say, "Hello, is anyone here?"
Hello, 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 hello. Really nice acoustics.
Ah, nice.
Can Nora go to the organ?
That's above. So if you'd like to, you can. Well, okay.
Yeah, while they're doing that thing, Nora's going to try and find a way up to the organ that she saw.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Hi, but I did. No, I'm not.
Well. What do you? Okay. So you walk into the next room. There's kind of like a little barrier that has what appears to be a small basin with water that's gently trickling down. You walk past that and into the grand foyer where you see 2 large staircases that appear to ascend forward. And you also, with a better view of this cathedral, you see on either side there appear to be, you see the main altar with that huge gauntlet with the closed fist in the middle. On either side, there seem to be, pardon me, smaller looking private chapels for private things. And there's also something behind that main altar, although from this angle you can't really see. but you go up to the organ.
Can I try and play it? She's got some piano knowledge, right? So I'm like,
Okay. Make a performance check.
that's a 5.
Did we say that you get... Wait, you can... Because you can... I'm going to give you advantage because you can play piano. And you can play this instrument.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's the 16.
16. Okay. Can I... Okay. What's everyone's passive perception? Ren, yours is... Ren, don't worry.
Mine is 10.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Augie, what's yours? Oh, wait! No! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, I forgot! I'm sorry!
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Savage.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I'll say everyone present can hear this haunting melody that comes out of this, and everyone gets a D8 inspiration die
Oh.
that you can use in the next 24 hours.
Thank you, Nora.
Welcome.
Ooh. Yeah. I just read what happens if it didn't succeed, so I'm really glad I gave you advantage. All right.
Would be frightened.
Nope.
Sing for me.
You don't know. Yeah. So that can be used in the next 24 hours, and that's just one. So it's like bardic inspiration. So once you use it, it's gone.
When Nora comes down eventually,
Mhm.
Tam will probably just like beckon for everyone to huddle up. Be like, right, so what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Looking for help. Maybe.
I don't think there's any here.
I don't think there's anyone
But-
here.
It just seems so unhell. Like, seems like we should be able to find something here.
I mean, maybe that's the
I mean,
help
other than the
part of it,
dunes.
the fact that there's no one to help us.
That's
Well-
hard.
hold on, I thought I saw something from the stairs, and she goes up to the altar.
Okay. Okay. So what you see is there's actually like it's a raised platform that has this altar on top of it, and it's this beautifully polished, what almost seems to be like a modeled kind of wooden gauntlet that has the gentle orange glow from the stained glass windows on the right side kind of bearing down on it. And there appears to be a large lever that's next to the altar that it's pulled in one direction.
So who's gonna pull this lever?
It seems like we should, like, make
grip
an
button.
offering or something. Isn't
Oh.
that what altars are for?
I'm not religious.
Yeah. I mean, we could pull the lever and just see what happens.
I
Pull
vote we
the lever, Gronk.
Pull the fucking lever, Kronk.
Pull the lever, Gronk.
Nora pulls the lever.
You pull the lever? Okay.
Nora
You all
is
watch
drunk.
as you kind of hear this little bit of creaking, and you watch as the gauntlet that was in a closed fist begins to slowly open as you pull this lever. And now you see what appears to be this large open palm that has a table-like thing on it that you can place items on the palm. Yeah.
Is there anything on the table at the moment, or is it empty?
It's currently empty.
So we got a table.
Maybe it's for like offerings or something. You put like some gold there, and whoever owns this cathedral is like, yeah, good job.
I would just like to say, Tam has the most crunk energy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I actually think Nora has the most Yzma energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. That's the friendship
Does that mean that
dynamic.
Ren has the most Cusco?
Cusco.
You know Augie is what's his face?
The fucking poncho
Pacha?
guy?
Yes.
That guy. Who's Val?
Val's, oh gosh, I don't remember, but the little girl with the pigtails. Yaha, yaha, yaha.
Al the squirrel.
How have we nailed it so completely?
Actually, that's accurate. Actually, the squirrel, yeah. Okay.
Oh my god. What were we talking about?
Tam's
This
gonna put
altar.
a silver-
Got it.
Tam's gonna put a silver piece on the
A silver piece.
table and be like,
You
Maybe.
touch the altar?
no, she would have probably like dropped it on.
Okay. Ding. It sits there, it kind of clangs to a second, and it does the little spinny thing. It's not a perfectly flat table, like it very much emulates that of a palm, and so there's a little divot in the middle that it kind of spins on for a little bit until it clatters and
I
stays.
think that's enough. Should we maybe put like a few gold on there?
Tam, make an Arcana check. Just a check.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, put like
Wait.
another.
Pull the lever and pull it back, like make it open and close again.
Okay. You close it and open it again. Silver coin is still there.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it wants blood.
I think it's worth a try.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are you trying to do here?
Hell.
Devils. What? You want to make a sacrifice with the devil statues?
If it gets us an ally.
An ally or an enemy?
Well, I'm giving you my blood, so I would hope it would be an ally.
Do you want the devil as your ally?
I want whatever the fuck this chapel is for to be our ally.
Maybe it's not for anything. We're in the wrong place altogether, and you just need to go get Augie.
I think that's a good point. Why don't you bleed on the altar? I'll pray for like 5 minutes, and then we'll just cover all the bases. And then if nothing works, then we'll go back to the zero gravity area.
Yeah. Super quick question, Kate. The vision that I had in lieu of Moon
Yeah.
Lady, is this chapel giving me any of the same vibes?
Make a religion check.
7.
I mean, it's a white chapel. It's not one that you saw in your vision. But it's not like any like you're not feeling any particularly like demonic presence nor any kind of presence either way. It's a beautifully, strangely kept chapel. Cathedral. It's not a chapel. It's got chapels, but it's cathedral. Okay. So from the blood, you take 2 points of slashing damage as you place it down. Can you make a charisma check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Not a saving throw, just a check.
Oh, that's cocked. That's natural 20.
Okay. You touch it, and you all watch as this kind of radiant energy kind of comes out of this altar. And Ren, you kind of instinctually pull your hand away, and you watch as the cut closes. And anyone who had lost any hit points, you're back at full health.
Shut up.
I healed 2 hit points.
Thank you. That's great.
Hey.
Oh,
Not
wow.
all red buttons are bad. Tam, while you're praying, make a perception check for me.
I hate not sleeping. Okay, it's a 4. It's a 4.
Okay, cool.
She'd probably just be like, I don't know who this chapel is for. If you'd like to help us, that'd be amazing because our friend's dead, and just like so on and so forth.
Who's she praying to?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, hello, Helm and Torm and
Maybe.
and she just can't remember anyone else. And she's like, hello, Helm and Torm. How are you doing?
Make a religion check with advantage.
That's a 15.
Okay. When you say Helm and Torm, for some reason that kind of rings a bell, and you go, oh yeah. And you recall that while Helm's symbol is that of the left-handed gauntlet, Torm's is of the right hand. And you notice now, kind of looking at this altar, that it is right hand that is open and displayed currently.
Nice. Hi, Torm. How you doing? Yeah. I think when she doesn't get, she probably just finished at the same time that Ren was finishing bloodying up that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one's come to find us or to help us.
Right.
Do we go back to
Is
zero
there
gravity?
any
Is there any what?
books?
Books? The only thing that is around here, there are those private chapels. There's that thing behind the altar, which you actually couldn't see, but it is now what appears to be another private chapel, but appears to have kind of like a reddish glow. It's still a little far away that you can't quite tell. And there is varying different things of art and that stained glass. And actually the stained glass behind you that has been blown in, while there is no dust, the glass has been kind of left scattered on the floor.
I'm going to go towards the red glowing thing.
Okay. So you, as you approach, you see what appears to be another private chapel that has, first of all, while you guys walked in here, it's kind of like when you walk into an air-conditioned place in the summer, it's just the air conditioning itself, it's kind of almost cold. But as you walk towards this particular altar, it gets much warmer. And while you see a smaller looking right gloved fist, but it appears to be dripping with blood and ichor and kind of some interesting looking kind of pinkish fleshy material, although you can't particularly tell which or what.
Is there another lever?
Do you go in?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second.
No.
Okay. So, as you walk closer, you feel as though your skin all of a sudden becomes dehydrated and your lips begin to crack and you feel very... And you just, in general, like everything just feels kind of stiff and weird. So, now, until the next short rest, you have vulnerability to all damage.
Oh, great.
Wow.
What does that mean?
So, vulnerability basically means that you double the damage that you get for a particular thing. But because, yeah, it's a very specific little thing. It's just like a mini curse.
Fine, fine.
But it's okay because you're at full hit points and you have an inspiration die. So
So I'm in the room, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a lever next to this hand thing?
There is not.
Can I make a check of the room?
Yeah. Make a perception check.
That's a natural one.
She's back.
It's gross. It's gross in here. It's icky. There's like blood and like some like black Icarus kind of material leaking out. It's just not a good time. And it's hot. It's just gross.
Okay. No. I come out of there and I'm like, that, no one going in there. No, nothing, no.
What the fuck happened to your skin? Do you want some moisturizer? Pulls out a full skin care routine.
You know what? Because it's Ren, yeah, I'll let you do that.
Start with toner, or right then use the serum. Okay. I've got 2 different moisturizers, one for sensitive skin.
Up? No,
You
don't
probably have
rub
sensitive
down,
skin, you
rub
ginger.
up.
Here, take the sensitive one. Show it.
Have you got one of those little jade roller thingies that I can like?
I have 3 actually.
Oh my god.
I am a ginger and I am vulnerable to all damage now, especially sunburn.
Sunscreen, you're right. Here you go.
Is that factor 50?
I like how when you said I'm a ginger, Miller and I both went, we're going with this.
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty accurate.
You're
Okay.
good. You're moisturized.
You guys checking anything else out?
Yeah. Ren just wants to do like a little general sweep for any items that look plunderable.
Okay. Make a perception check. Don't know why I did it like that.
Oh, that's a really great roll. 8. I need to stop using this dice.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. So looking around, there doesn't seem to be any items because you get distracted looking at the stained glass window. And actually what you see is there's 3 in a row. One of them appears to be of the similar winged female devil that you saw on those columns outside. Seems to be outstretching her hand, and there is a kind of like almost like a sea of red, and there is a man in full black plate armor that appears to be stepping out from that sea with a sky of fire. The next one is, oh goodness, let me pull this up because I'm doing this by memory and I forget. It's very beautiful though, and it's kind of shimmering as well with a similar kind of aura to what the columns were. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone because it's probably faster than my computer. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. The next one is that similar winged devil kind of appears to be sitting on a throne with a large sword hanging by a thread above her head with a fiery kind of halo coming off with these long black feathered wings hanging down beside her. And there appears to be holding a man that is on flames and just holding him. And then the third one is that same winged devil, this time wings outstretched, holding a war hammer above her head. And there are 2 men in black plated armor behind her, holding their weapons in a similar way. And yeah, here, I'm gonna send it in the Skype. Or Miller, if you wanted to. Yeah, Miller, you do it.
Oh, nice.
Miller knows all the lore.
Yeah, I'll send it in the chat. Give me a sec.
Yeah. So you get distracted by that. And don't seem to see anything items-wise out here. Yeah, because you rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I do a passive 17, but I don't know. I like the idea that he's just like completely distracted by the windows.
Yeah.
Can
Because you were actively looking for it, yeah, I'm gonna say.
Can Nora have a look?
Sure, make a perception check.
It's a dirty 20.
Ooh. Okay. So you actually go back to looking at this altar once again, and underneath kind of where the silver coin is, you notice what appears to be a small outline of something. And you go and you kind of use your finger for a second, you kind of pop it up, and you see that there is a secret panel in the palm of the hand that kind of pops up. And looking down, you see that there is a staircase that winds down.
Shit.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going down staircase.
You're going down?
Well, I'll be like, guys, here's staircase. And then go down.
I'll follow her as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all going. We're going.
Okay. All right. So you go downstairs. And there...
Oh god.
It's fine. Okay. So who has dark vision and who doesn't?
I do.
I have it.
Okay, and I think Val... Okay, so Nora, you go down and it's dark.
Oh,
The rest of you follow down, and you see what appears to be a room with kind of, there are skulls that are just lining all the walls.
Okay.
Do they look like human or like?
They do. They're very different types of humanoid figures, but for the most part, yes, they look to be human. There's one with kind of like elongated features. There's ones that have kind of more stout, but in general, it looks to be all humanoid skulls.
This is creepy.
And actually, on the sides, on either side, there's also what appears to be stacked, looking almost sarcophagi that are embedded into the walls as well.
Okay. Is there any books?
It's dark.
Oh, shit.
I'll like describe what we see, Sonora.
Does no one have anything to, like, light this up? Can I press to digitate like a light?
I don't know if you can press to digitate, but if you have dancing lights or the light cantrip, I don't know if prestidigitation allows.
You can light a candle with it.
I can instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small.
I have a candle.
Okay. I light Tam's candle.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Sorry.
Yay!
Sorry. Okay. That wasn't even remotely sexual. I don't know.
Now it is.
Yeah, now it is. So you light that candle. And you are able to see this. There's, 6 sarcophagi on each side, and there appear to be there are hallways that extend outwards and go out. There's 2, it's kind of mirrored. The entire catacombs are mirrored. So there's 2 sets of hallways close to you. There's far in the back, and then there are 2 on the opposite wall that appear to kind of curve.
Okay.
I'm so sorry I missed that. My brain was completely elsewhere. There are passages? There are
Yes.
passages? Okay.
Are you guys going to...
I mean, what's the likelihood of one of these leading to hell? Somewhere
Well, we're in
You're already in hell, babe.
deeper.
bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
No worries.
I mean,
It's been a minute.
I have no idea how to orientate myself, but like, if Ren, can you tell whether this leads in the direction of the place where we think Augie is? Like
The floating palace that is not connected to land in any way. That palace?
Okay.
Is that the one you're thinking of?
The one that you guys already
I'm
saw?
really tired. Fine. Maybe not.
I'm gonna get some rest tonight.
Yeah.
We're here looking for something to help us when we go and get Augie, okay? So maybe we should go down and try and see if we can find something.
Could you try, like, casting a magic-y detecting thing?
A what?
A detecting of magic thing?
I can do a ritual spell. It's actually very difficult to do. So
What is the range of that?
it's a range. It's 30 things. 30. Yes, that.
Okay, maybe we should wait, I guess, on that. Till... okay. I could check for beings, but it's quite a wide... It's like in a mile, so I don't know how helpful that would be.
Probably not.
Well, I guess we just should go and see what happens. That feels right. That's sort of our MO.
It can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Why don't we just... Maybe we should, like, shout down one of the passages and see if anyone, like, comes
Yeah,
to
let
see us.
everyone know that we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking for people. We're looking for them.
Well, but we probably want to know who they are before they know that we're here.
Yeah, but I don't know. If they're going to be antagonistic, then we might as well find out soon. No, let's just go. Let's go down.
Should I go a few feet ahead and sort of do the scouting thing?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's maybe stealth as well.
Okay.
Just all of us. But I'll go like 20 feet ahead and use my eyeballs.
Oh my god. Wait, hang on 1 second.
Yes?
I described the wrong room. No, you know what? You know what? I'm making it the right room now. Never mind.
Cool.
I dropped you guys at the wrong side. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Are there multiple passages? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Which one are we?
There's 6.
Oh boy.
There's 2 in front of you, 2 to either side, and 2 to the back.
Well, what if we split up?
Oh my god, that's the worst idea, Nora.
Maybe not.
Split up and look for clues.
I mean, time is of the essence here, so...
But also, no. Which passage looks the...
Which passage do we get the best vibes from?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say.
Roll a vibe check.
Okay.
I need a vibe check from everyone.
19, so...
11.
Do I have disadvantage on this vibe check?
Of course you have disadvantage on the vibe check.
Okay. 7.
Okay. Nora, you get the feeling that Augie isn't down here. The rest of you guys, Tam, you are tired and you're looking at these sarcophagi and they look pretty dope. Ren, this is vibe check. We're going straight. We're using vernacular language. What was your roll, Ren?
I got an 11. I don't know if you would add anything to a vibe check. Ren would probably
Nah,
subtract.
This is just straight vibes. This is
All right.
just
I haven't got
All
it.
right. Sure.
if anything, it'd probably be like a wisdom check would be a vibe check, but like
Cool.
all right. So you get the feeling that everything this is a catacomb which are very easy to get lost in. So you get the feeling that they are mirrored and loop around. The two in front look, a lot of these places, there's like these small places that look as though they're kind of meant for secluded kind of tomes and resting places. So while there are these catacombs and they're meant for big heroes, the smaller ones may be for like scholars and bigger worshippers like priests and high priests and things of that nature. There are two that appear to lead off kind of the ones furthest away from you, but still going to the side. Those appear to lead to different things.
Well, if we want to stay down here, maybe we should avoid the middle ones and just stick to the outer edge.
So I don't want to stay down here. I think it's useless, and I think we should go back.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead people down here. And
There's probably like ghosts and shit. Can you get ghosts in hell?
Can you get ghosts in hell?
Should we discuss it along the way?
Yeah, I think I want to stay here and think about it.
Okay, you enjoy that. I'm going up the stairs.
Bye now, I'll be here. No, we're getting out of here.
Wait, so you guys aren't gonna continue exploring this?
No, Nora gets the heebie-jeebies and leaves.
All right.
Mediocre vibes.
Yeah.
Let's go back up.
Okay. So you go back up, and you're still back in the same kind of catatoon. We'll say that Tam and Val also follow you guys back up.
So, should we just sort of go to the palace thing and be like, hey,
Give it back
Lady.
off.
Hey!
Hey,
hey, lady,
what's going on?
you got a friend.
I mean,
We
I
need to
thought-
have him back, please.
I thought that might have like something super like shortcutty, but no, we should just go get him and pray to something.
So what I'm thinking is, I don't know how useful stealthing will be since, oh fuck. He pulls out the invisibility lamp thing just to see if we're being spied on again.
Okay.
They like already super know that we're here. So like, we may as well just sort of mark up. You know? Are we being spied on again?
You are.
Ah!
Oh shit!
You see, you turn it around and you see that similar floating orb that's kind of just, you see as you do it, the iris almost of it kind of gets smaller for a second and then sees you in particular, just that you're holding the lantern and kind of opens its thing wider again.
I am just picturing a very small eye of Sauron.
Thank you.
Alex?
Thank
No.
you.
I was ready.
Thank you.
And you. Sorry.
So, yeah. Hello. Sorry I shot you last time. See you soon.
You watch as it disperses.
Sorry, Jess, there was an eye that was scrying on us last time. I had an invisibility lamp thing. That
Oh
could
yeah.
do things. And I shot it last time because it was just like a fucking eye staring at us, floating in space. But
Yes, Nora, I don't know if you recall, but you might vaguely recall, but when you did a detect magic thing, or you made a arcana check, you noticed that lantern that was hanging outside the hags. Y'all took it.
yeah.
And it helps you to see. Oh yeah, you probably could have used that downstairs. Because it works as a regular lantern.
Oh, true.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
It was fun watching you struggle. Well, should we go?
Yeah, I'm really sick of hell.
Let's go to the palace thing and knock politely.
Okay. So you
But-
guys are now leaving the cathedral.
Yeah. We're gonna
Okay.
go.
As you guys leave, just make a general perception check for me.
Why?
Four.
I haven't rolled over 10 except for that fucking magical one.
Really?
14 though. Total 14. I rolled an 8 and 14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys are leaving, let me see where it is in my notes. Okay. You actually, as you're walking out behind that little basin of water, there appears to be what looks like, almost like, Ren, you notice this particular just because of your level in Rogue. There is a small little space that appears to be slightly cracked open, and looking inside, you glean that this is an idea of where would stolen goods. Open it and you see what appears to be a small sack and a bottle that is kind of large and glowing red. Okay.
Ooh. It's my sack in my bottle now.
Okay. So you can put 9 red amethysts
Shit.
and a potion of greater healing.
Shit.
And the amethysts are worth 50 gold pieces each.
Okay. Sure. What's the third one?
Which, Miller, just a heads up, for the thing that we talked about, that's a possibility.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey guys, I found some shiny things and I think this is a health potion. It's like bigger than our usual health potions as well.
Can I have one of the shiny things, please? Please.
Okay.
I saved you from fire. Come on.
All right.
He gives her one.
So
There's a
you get-
long pause.
So Nora, you now have a red amethyst worth 50 gold. And yeah, Ren, you have 8 now. That's still 400 gold pieces worth of amethyst. Like, that's good. That's really good.
But I have one.
Okay.
So, okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So you all make your way back. Still very quiet, still very devoid of life. And you make your way back to the blue, glowing, iridescent kind of thing. Maroth again kind of like leans over the side and kind of just looks at it and kind of...
You might want to come.
He's been there the whole time, just not
Yeah.
down in the catacombs.
He just quietly tags along. Maruth, you might want to come with us this time. I don't know how this is going to go down. I'm sorry. It's just like swimming, sort of. You just sort of push off and float. It'll be okay. You've been swimming before, haven't you? I'm sorry, I can't actually see you, Kate, because you've been frozen this whole time for me.
Oh no, wait, maybe I can...
That helped.
Yay!
Cool. It'll be okay. It's fine. I can hold on to your antler. Is that better if I do that? All right, we'll do that.
Okay. So are you all...
Hey, remember that time Moros killed Tam?
Thanks, Nora.
Why are we talking about
That was a great.
It just came into my head. Anyway, let's go.
Oh, you forgot this,
Nora
but
a bit of a shove into the.
Maroth actually helped save Tam last session.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's a good boy.
On a redemption arc for our relationship.
Oh
He's
my
a good
God.
boy. He even let her ride him, so no judging.
I will trust whatever animal I like, so
And I judge your owl.
sure.
Not technically a real animal, so that's fine.
Exactly.
All right, let's go swimming.
All right. Okay. So you kind of, I'll re-describe this. So you kind of step off, and for a second it feels as if you're gonna fall straight until it's almost like a bed of air catches you and brings you back up. And it takes a few minutes to get adjusted to, but as you realize it kind of has to do with surface area and how much volume you cover. So when you're going just straight up and down, that's a way to just shoot down really fast. And then if you spread out, it kind of lifts you back up. It's a really interesting and unique thing. Jess, I don't know if you've ever seen those indoor skydive
That's exactly
thing.
what I was thinking.
That's basically what this is. Yeah. But the fortress is still hovering beneath.
We're gonna try to go to it.
Okay. So you all kind of get down into almost pinpoint diver position and shoot down until eventually you kind of feel that soft air bed kind of leave you, and you've got about 30 feet drop to hit the top of this.
Shit. Okay.
I'm telling you guys ahead. Like I'll say like you guys are right there, so you guys can see it's about 30 feet from where you get that this anti-gravity kind of stops.
Okay.
I guess they're just full. Did anyone have feather fall or anything?
No.
Well, we're gonna fall.
We're gonna take some fat damage.
I can't think.
Can we like try to orient ourselves so that we'll land on our feet at least?
Sure. Yeah. So you guys
kind
kind
of
of
bend your knees.
take the time. You get into like an almost sitting chair position. And you kind of prepare almost like right after you pull the chute and right before you're about to make your descent when you go skydiving, like kind of get in that position. And you eventually drop. So can all of you guys make dexterity saving throws?
Sure.
Yeah, I got a dirty 20 again.
Hey.
21.
Okay.
18.
Okay. And Miller, would you mind rolling for Val? I've got her mod, so you don't have to worry about that if you don't have it pulled up. But
I rolled a 15.
perfect. Okay, so all of you guys take half damage. So you only take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit.
Oh. I take 8.
That's true. Thank you for remembering
Oh.
that. I'm sorry. So actually, you would take the full 9 then.
Awesome.
It's fine. You leveled up. You've got so many hit points now.
So bad.
Wait, I've got more than I think I should have. Oh, hold on.
I don't think so, because you had...
I had like 29 before, and then
I thought that you rolled. You had 29 and then you rolled, and now you have like 34, right?
yeah, but it says 46 on my thing.
Oh, that's a little strange. I don't know why that's happening. Okay,
Right, I'll fix it.
no worries. Now you have 25 hit points. So there you go. So you guys all hit, and for the purposes of this, yeah, you guys all end up being prone, but it's not that painful, particularly for a 30-foot drop, and you guys all find yourself able to quickly stand up. The top of this fortress it's a very slippery obsidian, kind of onyx black, that just appears to stretch, and it's a large platform about, I'd say, 40 feet across, and then very, very long. It kind of looks like the blade of a sword, but kind of jagged all the way down. So it's a very thin, long building.
Okay.
that's kind of floating. And there appears to be some red runes that are kind of running along and detailing. And I don't think... Let me just check your languages. I don't think any of you would recognize the runes. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, there are these red runes that run along. Oh no, where are my notes? Here we go. Yeah. So you also see that there is about a 10-foot by 10-foot square hatch that is on top of the fortress, of about, I'd say, a good 50 feet away from where you all are now.
Is there anyone like guarding the fortress? Can we see any people?
There's not.
Awesome.
So should we like knock or just sort of go in?
So we're just to be clear, we're waltzing in there, right? We're not trying to be sneaky. We're just.
I mean,
Maybe we sort of feel out the vibe when we get in. Like if it seems like something we could navigate with stealth, we could make an attempt. But if it's like we drop in and there are people, then we're like, hello.
Maybe knocking's a bit much. Like, hello, we're here. Maybe we like stealth in and then announce ourselves if it's safe. But this is hell, and it's probably not. So we should stealth.
They might respect us if we just like say, "Hey, we're here for our friend," but actually, no. Let's stealth. That's.
Yeah, if we get caught, then we can be like, finally, someone to greet us.
Exactly. We just play it off.
Welcome.
We just bluff it.
Yeah,
We were looking for the washroom.
exactly. Wanted a bath.
Yeah. All right. Let's still into
Okay.
Can we use his sticky thing, or is that dead by now?
The stick. What?
The staff who gives us the thing? Is it dead by now? I can't
Oh,
remember.
we took it
You
away
can
from
try
Val.
to use it.
Can Val just cast Pass Without a Trace? Is that something you
Yeah.
should do without the stick?
I think
You look at Val and she goes, "Yeah, I don't know why you guys didn't get that, but beast, no magic."
Oh, all right.
I can
Yeah.
cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay,
You want me
great.
to?
Val goes, "I can use the stick. I mean, I don't know if it'll
No.
break, but
Let's just.
Yeah, that's no.
Well,
your
then
loss." Kind of flicks it around, puts it in the back.
I will, I think, for the first time, despite having had this spell for like, I don't know, months, cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Forever.
You know, fucking outcast.
So there isn't a lot of light in general in this plane. It's kind of meant to be miserable, but the light in general, it kind of escapes from this place, and even like the blue light, and it kind of just seems to meld around, like almost like armor of shadow that seems to be able to cling to that. And you find yourself with you kind of like move your hand, and there's like a little bit of shadowy wisp behind it. It's just you're a little harder to see.
Okay. So we roll stealth, and we have plus 10.
Not yet, because
Okay.
first you might want to see if you can open this hatch.
Let's try to open this hatch, guys.
All right. Yeah, you go to try and open it, it's locked.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Yes, you can. Make a sleight of hand check.
Cool. Math. That's a 12.
You have inspiration.
I have inspiration.
You do.
That's a 15.
15 is just what you needed. So it takes like an awkward minute or so of you kind of standing there, and you're like,
I'm new at this.
yeah, exactly. And you kind of go in, and you kind of eventually there's like a little, and you're like, and you lift it up, and it flies open.
Cool. What's inside?
You peek your head inside and kind of looking around. There is an upside down corridor that, because you're peeking in from the top. Sorry, should have clarified that. And looking down, you see what appears to be a long, dark hallway. It has kind of fixed red light around the rim that is running through, kind of like a teenage TikToker's, like TikTok boys' room with like the LED, but it's just set to red. And it's just lighting the hallway.
Kind of like Jess.
Wait, Jess, do you have those lights?
Wait, kind of like, who? What? I don't have red lights.
Oh, I thought that's what Alice said. Okay. Yeah, and so it's kind of running along, and you see various, what looks to be, it's very Star Trek-y for Dungeons and Dragons, but you manage to see it kind of has these embossed, emblazoned doorways with that similar red LED going through and extends. It's a very long hallway, though. No one, though. You don't see anyone, and it's a little peculiar.
Well, looks almost like home. Gonna drop in.
Okay.
Stealth.
Now everyone rolls a stealth check.
Natural 20.
Wait, so what's that? What's the total? Because that's the 41.
Yes.
Stop
Oh my
it.
God.
It's not.
Ren disappears into thin air.
Yeah. Ren drops through the floor and is just gone. The true joy of a rogue is being able to say when you roll really high stealth check how high it is. Oh my god. Yeah, you're
41.
gone. You're gone. You guys watch as Ren drops in, and in your head you know that he dropped in. You know he's just right there. You cannot see him. Like, you don't know where he went at all.
Fucking rad.
Okay, what did everyone else roll?
22.
With the plus 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
28.
28. Good job. And can you roll for Val, Miller? Sorry.
How dare you.
21.
Nice. Okay. So, quiet as a mouse, you all drop in. There's like nary a sound to be heard. It's like the little, like, a tiny little bit, which is probably good because you notice even how quiet it is. This is a very echoey corridor, and even if you were to do this without having that shadowy kind of cushion, you get the feeling that it would echo a lot. Okay, so you are now inside of this flying fortress.
So, just like having had a look at the outside. So, party. Question for us. Are we looking for Augie or are we looking for the Duchess lady?
Duchess?
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if we see Augie first, that's great.
My thing is, we could either go to like where a dungeony sort of thing might be, or we could go toward where a throne room sort of thing might be.
What Duchess?
What? Oh yeah. So the lady that is the reason that Augie was taken is like, I have notes somewhere. She's
The Archduchess.
That of hell.
The fallen angel, the Archduchess. She's most commonly known as the Archduchess. Zariel.
What's
The fallen angel.
That doesn't sound sinister at all.
Yeah. So we could go and just have a chat with her, or we could look for Augie first.
I mean, I'd rather not run into her. I'd rather just get Augie and run.
Okay. So we're heading in a dungeon-ward direction. Yeah.
Okay. Make a survival check as you attempt to.
Would Ren's knowledge of buildings like this help him at all?
No.
Okay.
I thought you were about to be like, does this count as a forest? And I was gonna be like,
I should have said that. I've already forgotten what kind of check I'm making.
Survival.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. So you get the feeling that it'd probably be down. So you begin to. Do you go to the right or the left?
Is there
Long
any discernible
corridor.
difference between right
From
and left?
here, not that you can tell.
Cool, it's the left.
Okay. So you all go left and you go down one floor. And you kind of peek out, and it's a similar looking corridor.
Can we hear any screaming?
Make a perception check.
2.
We'll also be listening for things such as screaming. Oh, that was better. That is 24.
Sorry, 1 second. Wait. Sorry, I need to answer a question. Oh.
Was
Sorry.
that?
What did you ask?
I should have done this. I should have done this before the session. I'm sorry.
Is that why you didn't take a long rest specifically?
No,
Okay, I was like,
it's not. It's not.
amazing
Don't worry.
foresight.
What? What?
Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I
Whoa.
need to read this.
So, Ren,
Alice, what did you do?
did you go to... Wow, what's my accent? I got cake in my mouth, I forgot.
Okay. I'm gonna say because it happened at level 5
Yeah.
before you leveled up, and because you didn't die, because it says that you have to do it as your reaction, I'm gonna say no.
That is okay. No worries.
Thank you. But good use of sub-us. Very, very nice. Okay.
What?
So, anyways, everyone else, would you mind retelling me what you rolled?
I got 4.
24.
24. Okay. So you, Nora, you don't hear any screaming or anything. Ren, you don't hear any screaming, but you hear soft. You just hear a soft little whimper. It's like a.
Does it sound human or like an animal? Like a puppy?
With a 24. It does not sound human. And it does not sound like an animal. It's it's almost like mucusy. It's whimpery, like it's very mucusy and kind of just like, it's almost sounds like something like burbling.
Does it sound like it's in distress or like that's just sort of the noise it makes?
It doesn't sound as if it's in immediate distress. It just sounds a little bummed out. Like in terms of vibe check, it just sounds like a little bummed out.
We've all been there. Where in the like what? Where?
That is down the hallway to the right.
The opposite direction of where we went. Or
yeah, the floor down below you, kind of off to the right.
Okay. I just had like a something whimpering. I don't know if that's something we want to check out or just sort of move on.
Does it sound like Augie?
It doesn't. Nonetheless, Augie's changed a lot since we last saw him.
Well then, no. Let's go.
Sure. All right. I'm sorry, whimpering thing. I'm sorry. What if it's like a thing that's trapped here, and if we let it out, it'll help us?
Hell, there's lots of trapped things here.
Yeah,
Didn't they say it was like there were sort of weird gelatinous soul creatures just hanging out? It could be one of those.
Yeah, the freaking what were they?
Like I don't know.
Lemurs.
Oh, the
Lemurs.
lemurs.
I almost said fucking meerkats.
I mean,
The difference isn't huge.
again. Oh gosh.
I know, but I couldn't remember the word, okay? And I knew it was something sort of like jumpy. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Focus, no makeup.
You hear in the distance the sound of Move It from the Madagascar soundtrack.
God. Okay.
All right.
Ren canonically has ADHD, you guys.
Chat knows.
What, were you gonna ask me something, or you said you started to say my name and then I got distracted?
That's fine. Never mind.
Okay. Should we just carry on going in a direction that seems to be fucking downwards?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So you go down another floor, and it appears to be another corridor. Very similar.
This is fun. Are we sure we're actually going down, or are we just like going on the same level, like a treadmill? Can I tell? Like, are there windows? Like, can I look out and be like, relativity?
Make an insight check.
A parallax check. Insight. Ooh, fucking 25.
It does appear you kind of like go down another floor, and you see there's one sconce that seems to be kind of like it's slightly bent and seems to be flickering. And you go down the next one, and you see the same kind of bend and flicker. The next one.
So
bent.
we have lemurs, we have meerkats, and we have fucking Groundhog Day. What else?
That was
Why
that.
don't we try to...
I'm giving you inspiration for that. You get another inspiration. I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kate loves a pun.
I love puns. I really do.
Okay. Anyway, you guys, I think this fortress is playing a little bit of a trick on us. We're not actually going anywhere.
Well, maybe we go right then.
Maybe.
Or maybe we should go backwards.
Maybe we should walk backwards.
What?
I don't know why, but that makes sense.
Who's got the
You go
highest?
forward,
Nora,
you
you'd
want-
have the highest intelligence. Make an intelligence check.
Shockingly.
Please. Is it that one?
Are we going walking
Yes.
backwards?
These all sound like amazing ideas. Every single one.
Okay.
Walking backwards is
We should
ingenious.
walk backwards.
It takes you a second, and then you realize that demons are tricky, and they like to like mess with your minds, and you realize, of course, walking backwards is the answer. It always has. It's been right in front of your eyes.
So we're gonna moonwalk down the right side of the hallway.
Yeah.
Quietly.
Yeah.
Moonwalking.
And maybe make meerkat noises.
Maybe not that part. All right. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
D&D, everybody.
About an hour goes by.
Oh no!
And
No. Okay, we wouldn't do it for that long. We'd do it for like one more floor and then be like, that's okay.
all right, I'll say 20 minutes go by of valiant effort. And
Well,
you've gotten much better at the moonwalk. However, it doesn't appear as though you've made any more progress.
Well, I think that's worth it, to be honest. Like, that's a good skill.
yeah, no, I think it's really transferable, really useful. I think we're going to find a lot of, yeah. Well, since this is doing fuck all, maybe we should investigate the sound.
Investigate
We
what?
could go down the other.
I'm going to say,
The sound.
Ren, make an intelligence check now.
Okay.
Wow! 14?
14. You know, something hits you. You remember from vaguely just like things in the past. You remember that demons and devils, they like to make deals. They're very lawful in their intent. And you think maybe to surpass this, all you need to do is ask permission to enter.
What if we just fucking asked?
That
So
sounds
come in.
ridiculous idea.
Hello, demons.
It's your boy.
I'm a rich government!
Demons, it's your boy. I would like to please know if we may come in to your house. And please.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. I'm crying a little bit.
Oh my god, that was fantastic.
Wait,
This
sorry,
whole
persuasion.
session is cursed.
Oh my god.
21? It's your
All right.
boy!
So, Ren,
Mhm.
this kind of echoes and reverberates off of the down the corridor. And for a second, it kind of just it echoes and it echoes. And in your mind, you hear,
I can't believe we fucking moonwalked. The world is so ridiculous.
in your head, you hear, of course, dear. All you had to do was ask.
Mhm.
4th floor down on the left.
Is that the fucking Duchess thing?
You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure she knows that we're here. She's invited us downward. She says 4th floor. Something about on the left. I'm very bad at listening, apparently.
What does she sound like? Does she sound like angry?
She sounds like fucking cool, to be honest. No, she's like chill as hell. Well, I mean,
She killed
doesn't
our.
sound
She killed our
pleased.
friend, but
She doesn't sound pleased, but she also is like pretty chill. I don't know. We're probably like bugs to her, so it's not that big a deal to her. Let's go, I suppose.
Okay. So you all descend, and going down, you kind of, just to double check, kind of peek your head into the next corridor, and it seems to be a much darker shade of maroon with the lights versus what was previously. And you look in that bend and that little shimmering. This is not there in that one. You descend to the 3rd floor down.
It flips off the light.
And then the 4th floor, and eventually you make it down there. And you enter, and this appears to be a much larger corridor in width than the previous 4 were. And it does appear, as you guys have been descending, you watch as the corridor has gotten slightly smaller. It's still very, very long, but it seems to have gotten slightly smaller. And you watch, and you kind of walk in a little, and on the left you see what appear to be these huge double doors that have these red runes that appear to be glowing, kind of like moving magma almost in the way that they glow, that are shut and have these runes that, again, you don't recognize, glowing.
Is this where we knock, do you think?
I mean, I think it's apparent that she knows we're here.
You knock, and eventually you watch as
Fantastic sound effect.
oh, thank you. I've been working on my doors. You watch as it opens into, and look inside, and there is this opulent, almost throne room. The floor is made of this cross between obsidian and pure white marble in an almost checkerboard shape across the floor. In these large tomes, there are columns similarly and archways of this black obsidian with a dark wooden looking kind of floor with the things completely break immersion. I forget the word. Things kind of hanging down, and what appears to be huge red circular windows. Behind there is a raised platform and a large chair that sits, that is what appears to be made of almost like rubies and magma. It's moving, but at the same time very sturdy and stationary. Behind it, there is a huge porthole window that you see looks out, and in the background you see a sky of fire and a field of flame beneath it, kind of barren and sully. And you see a large river that is flowing through. And sitting on the throne, you see a hauntingly beautiful woman, completely bald, with long ears that come into a tip, red eyes that have this makeup that almost looks as with lines down the face, and nose, mouth with just kind of, and just fixed in neither a grin nor a frown, just simply observing, taking you in. Very intense eyes as she looks over at all of you. She's wearing what appears to be like almost red and black armor. She looks ready and prepared for battle with a large warhammer sat next to her at her side. Gingerly sitting back, and you see behind her these large black stripped skeletal wings that seem to just hang and flow down next to her. As she looks at all of you, picks up a goblet and says, "Ah, yes. Glad to all see you all were able to make it in one piece. I sent away most of my legions, but you never know. Sometimes that bloodlust takes over. Now, enter. I insist."
We enter? Red enters.
Do all of you go in? Okay.
Yeah, but like
Well-
not directly up to her.
Yeah. So you all enter, and you see as the door slams behind you. And she looks at you all expectantly.
Well, you seem to have been keeping tabs on us, so do we even need to introduce ourselves?
Clever. Erin, dear? No.
I take it we don't. Well, you probably know what we're here for. You have our friend. We'd like him back.
Yes. I understand that. But you must realize what has been mere minutes or hours for you has been years for us. He is not a prisoner or captive just recently sent down. He has been healed and taken care of. He has brought light to this darkened plane, and you kind of see her look down for a second, kind of smiles for the first time down into her gauntlet as she says, "And he means a great deal to me. I would hate to have him parted from my side, as I can clearly see each of you understand." And kind of sets her gauntlet down with a clank now, and leans forward. "So, tell me, why should I have to part with him? What reason do you have to take from me a trusted companion?"
You said he means a great deal to you, yes? Why not let it be his choice, then?
I did.
Does he know we're here?
Did he choose to stay down here?
I don't know what you children think you've walked into. I found him. He was taken down here, unfortunately, and that was out of my control. I respect warriors. I respect Augustus greatly. He is a warrior with a heart and an insight for battle, a love for battle, in a way that's different than most warriors you meet on the field. I admired that in him, and I allowed him the choice. and he accepted.
Choice between what?
Well, when I finally discovered his whereabouts, he was sitting in a cage, locked up, cooped away. I know what it's like to be held against your will, to be looking out at your captor between the bars, unable to do anything about it, and I don't wish that on anyone. So, I granted him freedom, and in exchange, he's brought me companionship. He's brought me...
Sorry, a choice between a cage and you is not really a choice between you and coming home. That's kind of what we were talking about.
This is his home now.
Why didn't you ask him?
I'm sure you'll be able to. I sent him on an errand, so we can talk. He should be back soon, but first, I wanted to make it very clear. Augustus is one of the only things that truly brings even me a bit of joy. Who are you to dare try to take any sort of the little bit of happiness I have left away from me?
Can Ren make an insight check just regarding like whether she actually cares about him?
Go
or
for
if
it.
she's just fucking talking.
Go for it.
Natural 20 for 29.
You take a glance at her, at this fallen angel, and the natural 20.
29.
You see in her eyes something that is very unique and you know very well. You see a lot of pain and suffering in her eyes. And in that, you see a genuine fondness for your companion that is strangely out of character and, from everything that you've learned, very unexpected from the Archduchess in this lair of hell.
This is what Augie does. We've all experienced this. He brings light. So I understand why I can't with Miller's face. I understand. I think I understand better than most. I don't want to take him away from you. It's clear that he means a lot. But he's also needed elsewhere. And he's also a person in and of himself. If you really love him, I think you ought to leave it up to him. Give him the choice. And if he cares for you, who's to say he won't come back?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Let's use this dice, because it's like fucking... Oh, natural one!
Oh, fuck.
I can use inspiration, but that's still gonna be garbage. So, I mean, okay, natural 1 plus 5 is 6. Should I use inspiration?
It's a natural
fail,
one.
so,
It's a natural one.
Yep. Boo!
You see as her eyes narrow and grow cold, and any of the warmth that you saw that she feels for Augie, you feel it completely shut as she looks at you and says, "He traveled with you for, what, the lesser half of 3 months? He has been at my side for 3 years." She says, "You understand the pain. I can see it in your eyes. Who the sticks are you to try and take him away from me.
I am not trying to take anything from you. I'm trying to give him agency.
He is a young boy. Yes, I understand that he may wish to go up with you. But, well, I'm a villain, after all, up there, aren't I? What is a villain without a little bit of selfishness?
Do you want to be a villain?
That's beside the point.
No,
It doesn't matter what I wish to be. All that matters is what we are.
See, I've learned something, though. It matters very much what we wish to be. You have control over your own actions. You can change.
It's a bit late for that, darling.
Never too late.
But you're quite right. Let's see what he thinks. And you watch right then as the doors behind you open. And Miller, if you'd like to describe what they see.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Okay. So he steps through the door, and what you see is Augie, but just a little bit taller, a couple more inches taller. He's wearing a full plate armor, all black. His face is okay. Let me try. I'm excited. I'm trying to articulate this. His hair now shaved at the sides with a little puff of the curls at the top. His jaw seems to have come out a bit more, become a bit sharper. His scar is still there. And although he's changed drastically, you can see his eyes are the same.
So Augie, as you walk in, you coming back to as normal. You always do this. You always debrief after one of your missions. You walk in and you see 4 figures down at the bottom and a stag, what looks to be like a horse, down at the bottom. And you see as the mistress, she looks over and goes, "Augustus, come here, won't you? I have some presents for you."
Do I recognize who they are from that far away?
Make a perception check.
Perception. That is 19.
It's been 3 years, but you know.
It's kind of... Guys?
Can I run over to him?
Yeah, we're already running.
Yeah.
No, I just runs and throws.
He's in shock. He holds you guys and he gives you guys the biggest hug. He just doesn't. He can't
Ren's like
fathom.
looking at his neck where the fucking imps like got him. Like, is there a scar? Like,
He's in plate armor.
oh, does that go all the way up the neck?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Plate armor is full freaking coverage. It's like...
Yeah. You're so big, look at you. Just grab his face.
How are you guys here?
We came to get you. We came right after you. Is it true that it's been years for you?
3, yeah.
We followed it was minutes.
You died a day ago. Like less than a day ago.
You have a beard.
Yeah. He has a little bit of stubble.
Yeah. It's like a 5 o'clock shadow, I'd probably say. Because you shave pretty regularly. Yeah.
Okay. No time has passed for you.
I mean, a day, less than a day. Like, we slept here in hell, but that's it.
He kind of just holds him a bit tighter.
We've been trying to figure out how to get to you. Have you been treated well here? She said you were in a cage.
Yeah, at the beginning.
For
But
how long?
I don't remember most of it. I was out for 6 months.
She said that you have a companion now.
Zariel? Yeah, she treated me well.
You actually, you hear Augustus, and you all turn back around, and the swelled form of Zariel actually comes down to a woman about 5'7", 5'8", about that size. Still same visage, but just smaller. She goes, "Come here, darling, won't you?"
Tam grabs onto Augie's hand and squeezes it very hard.
Augie, you'll come home, won't you?
I've tried. There's no way out of here, guys.
We got in. We can get out.
We can get out.
How?
You've got all of us here.
We'll figure it out. There's got to be
Guys.
ways.
I've tried. I've looked. There's just this. There's
What about Helm? Has he helped with you? Has he offered you a way out?
He's visited me once, but even just doing that was tricky enough.
Augustus, please come over here. I need to talk to you.
He kind of pats Tim on the back and heads over to her.
Okay. You walk over to her, and she kind of, when you get close enough, she kind of takes you gently by the neck and kind of like strokes your cheek for a second and says, "You've got a little bit of," and kind of wipes off a little bit of just a small little cut that you probably sustained in your errand, and it's familiar, you know. It heals as it. Cheers. I know it's a shock.
This is real. They're real.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand, don't you?
Yeah.
Come sit while we talk about this. And there's a chair that you are very used to sitting next to, as she kind of returns to her regal form and gestures for you, kind of opening of her battlements a little bit, and allows you to sit.
All of
Has
us?
she turned around? No,
Okay.
just Augie. Do you sit?
No, but...
Sorry, I was talking to Augie.
It's hard to see eye contact.
Sorry.
No. I think Ren will, like, approach the table but not sit, because manners.
There isn't a table. It's like a raised platform.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little dog bed next to like the big bed kind of thing, but it's like a throne.
I'll just approach and
Okay.
be in earshot, I guess.
Yeah. So, Augie, do you sit?
Yeah.
So she sits down and says, his happiness matters to me. I will take that into account. But you cannot expect me to lose one of the only things that brings me joy without a price. So, what do you have to offer?
I'm like very good at the moonwalk now.
Really good at the moonwalk. I think you should give us a discount on whatever because we just entertained
What?
you for like, sorry.
Do you have to offer? Something of importance, something great enough. Think about what you would do to get your companion back. You came back into hell. I need to see something as worthy to make that trip.
Is there something that you want that you've not been able to get? Something that we can get for you?
Child, let's just say, if you were to offer to fight me right now, I wouldn't accept. Because there's no fun in slaughter. It would not be a fight. I would be able to destroy you all. There's nothing that you can offer me at your skill level, at your power, that I would find of any use.
I probably can't offer you much that you don't already have, but I'm a pretty good storyteller. Do you have plenty of those?
Enlighten me.
Well, see, don't know if you had a dad or anything, but when I was a kid, I used to get told stories all the time, and some of them were, just from books, or some of them were from, like music. I play the piano, so I don't think many people grew up with that, and maybe you didn't. So
Tell me a good one. And make it good.
well, once upon a time, there was a girl, and she was a teacher, and she lived in a village, and she was full of so much love, and all she wanted to do was teach her children, right? And she didn't think that she had any more love to give. But one day, on the street, there was a man, and he was playing, don't know which, the little stringy guitar things. And across the street, he spotted her, and he played her a song. And 5 years later, they were married, and there was a baby on the way, and she gave up her greatest love, which was teaching, right, for this man and this baby, and they traveled a long, long way. but she died. But she died happy because she knew that love didn't come from the things that she had. It was from other people. It was from a song or a story or something like that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't need things to feel loved.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Which is a total of...
I got a 2 and a 20.
For a total of...
You have inspiration.
22.
You have inspiration.
Oh, and an inspiration. So 24.
Damn, it's 25, isn't it? 25.
Okay. She sits for a moment and thinks and says, "You're right. Things can't bring you love. Only people."
That's not what I was saying.
She turns to Augustus. "I can't keep you, can I?"
Zerial. I care a lot about you. You helped me and gave me a place to stay and treated me well. But I don't belong here. I've never belonged here. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm used to it by now, as you very well know.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry too. Because you know, the only way I'm letting you out of here is if I know that you will come back.
I know.
I wish there was another way.
It's okay. I'm needed up there. Welcome back.
She shrinks down, and you see that she has tears in her eyes that mirror the black makeup that she has. And she sticks her hand out and says, "Do we have a deal?"
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you watch, and Augie, you watch as well, as what appears to be an orange, kind of almost like line string of fire comes out and circles around both of your hands. And Augie, you feel that stinging for a second, just for a second, and it subsides, and there's a small circle just around the wrist, right there. She says, protect people.
Always.
She grows back and says, with that contract complete, I'll send you up. I won't do
He's
you.
gonna hug her.
Okay. She doesn't hug back. She's very stiff right now. And she says, I won't do you the dishonor of sending people after you. But when you get strong enough, you return to me.
Yeah.
And the rest of you, get the fuck out of my face, and throws a hand up, and you all watch and feel this kind of pulling and tunnel vision as it kind of pushes you through, and then all of a sudden kind of hit the ground and feeling your back and kind of looking around. It's bright. It is a bright white light, and it's just, you can't see anything. And your eyes adjust, and you are lying back in the field of ruination. And that's where we're going to end this session. Great job, Miller. Good job. Glad we could get you back.
Glad to be back.
All right. Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh no.
Have fun explaining this next session, Miller.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining in.
Thank you guys.
Remember again to stay safe. And we're going to be posting resources on our Tumblr and Twitter. And if there's anything you guys need, let us know. All right. Good session, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Glad you guys were able to find him. Interesting how that happened. Was not expecting it to go that way, but I liked it.
Moonwalking.
We lost it for a second in there. We just collectively lost our minds.
That
was
is a side effect of hell.
I did need that.
All right. So for the rest of you guys, thank you so much for joining in. We will hopefully see you soon. This was like what, our third week in a row of actually like playing. It's crazy.
Wow.
All right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you.